Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my windmobile or mobile sculpture for my ceramics class. This was a lot more complicated than required, but I wanted mine to look super nice because I wanted to put it in my room. So first off, I just started by cutting wooden rods. I think I did 7, and I started out at 7.5 inches, and then each rod got smaller by half an inch, and then I spray painted them all silver, and now I've cut out different sizes of glass, going bigger to smaller, and then the last two are about the same like weight, because this is all weighted. If you'll see, it'll make more sense. But then I'm wrapping them in this foil. This is gonna allow the solder to stick to the glass, because solder doesn't stick to glass, so you have to put this cool stuff on it. So yeah, I just wrapped them all up, and as you can see, I didn't record much of it. I kind of forgot to press record at the beginning, but that's okay. So basically all the pieces of glass that are touching, I am going to solder together, and then they're going to be one piece. So now I'm just putting them on tape, and this is going to allow me to move the pieces of glass around without them like falling apart. It's just going to keep them held together, and whenever you solder, the glass can get hot, so this is going to prevent me from, touching hot glass and hot solder. Yeah, so that's a little hack if you guys ever do stained glass. This is basically my setup. I have my solder, a paintbrush, a soldering iron, a wet sponge to clean off, and then I have the fluid. I forget what it's called, but I will put a link to it down below if you guys are interested in, stained glass art, I guess. But basically, I'm just attaching all the pieces, and then I'm going to go back and do the edges and the other areas of the top. This is just to make sure that they're all held together at this point. As you can see, I did do some edges first, but it's fine. And then after I was done this, I just flipped them over. I made sure that they were cool enough to touch. It doesn't stay hot long because you shouldn't, be spending that much time on a piece, because it can crack it. Can crack the glass, but it does get warm sometimes, so just be careful. But yeah, you're going to want to do this to both sides, and make sure you get all of the side edges as well, so you don't see any of that like brassy color popping through. And it might come off of the tape like you just saw because of that fluid that you have to put on there. But that's okay, because you can just use the paintbrush or your solder to move it around, and you'll be Gucci. So there, I'm just propping up my pieces on the sponge so that I can get all of the sides without it, like dripping. And here I'm using soapy water and the scrubby side of a sponge, because that fluid that you have to put on will leave like a residue, and it's kind of nasty and sticky, and it makes the glass look like there's fingerprints on it, kind of, or like adhesive. It's kind of weird, but you just want to wash that off, and doing this will also make the metal look shinier because it kind of looks like dirt is on it. Make sure you are wearing a mask whenever you solder, because most solder has lead in it, and you don't want to breathe that in because that's how you get lead poisoning. And then I'm just going to dry them off, make sure they're all good to go. Wiping the soap off. Here I am attaching strings to each end. Well, not each end. On the very bottom one, it's going to be the smallest stick that you cut, and you're going to attach 2 to that, and then 1 going up from there. And then on each one, you're going to put a string in the middle and attach it to the end on the next top one. As you can see, I am doing here super fast. This is a little slower so you guys can see it. I will link the video that I learned from, that my teacher gave us, so you guys can actually learn how to do this if you want to do it. This was just kind of my process, and you don't have to use glass. You can literally use anything you want as long as it has some weight to it, and as long as the pieces get bigger as you go up the sculpture. And then I just attached I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah, a little string to the top, and then whenever you lift it up, it's not going to be straight and perfect. You have to find the balance points in between. So it's going to be on that middle string that you attached, and you just have to slide it back and forth until that rod is straight, and you'll see the final product at the end and understand what I'm talking about a little bit more. But as you can see, that rod is like tilted, and I'm just sliding that string back and forth until it balances perfectly. And that's why you have to make the pieces bigger and smaller, because the farther up you go, the more it's gonna weigh, and that will help it balance out, which is super cool and interesting. But this will take you like 20 minutes, just this part. And this is after it's all done and, you know, just vibing by itself. I've only caught mine standing still like once or twice. It's always, you know, just twirling around, but it's super slow. This is real speed. It just, you know, hangs there, and it's super mesmerizing. I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!